What is up, YouTube? Today is Monday, November the 6th. And we are outside of our local radio station because we are going on the radio. We're gonna try to video a little bit of it. But this video is the leading up to our grand opening. And then the next video will be of our grand opening. So we went and got our coffees. Nathan got a girly drink and mine is black.
It's a peppermint mocha.
It's a peppermint mocha.
Is looking at me.
And mine is a light roast, black. And there's Haley. She's mad because we're here very, very early, but it's totally fine. Are you ready?
For what?
To film for YouTube?
You won't want to miss that. But then looking forward, we have all of our flyers out about our different kind of holiday specials, events, whatever you'd like to call them. So those are circulating. So we have a couple of things that we do. The first one is our Window Wonderland decorating contest.
Adrian Love with us, and very interesting. First off, the name is incredible. So for goodness sakes, and you're all about the ethical safekeeping, that is, of these exotic animals. So welcome, and tell us a little bit more about what you do and what slithers around. What do you have there for the folks to see and enjoy and learn about?
Awesome, Sean. Okay, so yes, we are For Goodness Snakes 8. We are a reptile, well, it's an exotic pet rescue and rehab. But we also have an educational program for the youth in the area. So we go around to schools, take our critters, educate on what we've got. We've got anything from green anoles to the longest snake in the world, the reticulated python. So we've got ball pythons, green tree pythons, boa imperators, king snakes, corn snakes, you name it, we've got it in our facility, which will be opening up on November 11th at noon. We will have our grand opening, and it will be open to the public to come in and kind of see and check out the critters that we've got in there, along with some educational care guides on how to keep those animals if you were going to want one as a pet of your own. So
that sounds like a whole lot of fun. And so let's go back to the beginning of this. How did you get into snakes and things like that?
So I've been keeping snakes for about 15 years. My first snake was a ball python when I was about 16. And then I did end up getting a Burmese python as a rescue. I just fostered it. It had a broken back. I got really into rehabbing it. I spent 6 months with this animal before sending it off to the Columbus Zoo. And I was probably 17, 18 years old at the time. And I just learned how these animals really are instead of how I feel like we're kind of made to think of them as. I feel like society's kind of deemed these animals as like scary or vicious. We hear a lot of false information in the industry, a lot of misconceptions. They're gonna size you up and eat you, you know, the things that you would hear from the horror films or the wise tales, the stories that people like to tell. And we're really trying to squash those myths, trying to get it out there about how intelligent and actually emotional these animals really and truly are. They can bond with their owners. We've seen that firsthand, especially with the larger snakes. But just trying to educate people so that we can give these animals a voice, because there is a very high percentage of animals being accidentally abused in the hobby.
And you mentioned this is part rehab and rescue.
Yes.
So I'm sure there are plenty of times when a rescue is needed, and this, the animal does need some kind of rehabilitation. So I guess walk us through how that works.
So in the last year, we've rescued, rehabilitated, released, and rehomed over 100 animals. We had a U-Haul wreck recently that had flipped out on Route 70 with 35 reptiles. We helped the local state highway patrol retrieve those reptiles and took them into our quarantine room, which is where we keep all of our sick animals. The majority of those animals did have to be euthanized because of a virus called inclusion body disease. Really a tragic situation, but a huge eye-opener for the community, because we got a lot of recognition for that. Yeah. And a lot of people who were feeling empathetic for these snakes who passed away so tragically, which was really great, because it's the first time that I've seen such a warm welcome to the idea that these animals deserve empathy. And it's like one of the biggest things that we're pushing for. So we've rescued savanna monitors, mangrove monitors, which is a venomous monitor that we keep. The biggest thing that we rescue is probably going to be ball pythons, iguanas. We see a lot of unethical keeping of iguanas. And then sadly, the savanna monitor, which is one of the more intelligent lizards in the trade. So
those are larger too, aren't they?
They can become pretty large at full capacity. So
that is really interesting.
We have 3 of those.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
How big are those currently?
So because of the malnourishment and the improper care, they're pretty small. One of them is missing every one of her toes, half of her tail, and she had the beginning stages of metabolic bone disease, which comes from inadequate nutrients. And we see that a lot with our rescues. So yeah, so supplementing with the proper nutrients and the powders that we put on their foods, and kind of trying to bring them back to health. Metabolic bone disease isn't reversible, but it is preventable, so we can kind of help those animals stay at a steady pace of getting better.
Adrienne Love here, along with Haley Thacker from For Goodness Snakes 8, and November 11th, you're officially going to be kicking open the doors for the public.
That's right. Yes.
So that's a whole lot of fun. What can folks expect when they show up?
You guys are going to be able to come in and see all of the animals that we keep, but not only that, we're going to have merchandise for sale, lots of cool t-shirts, mugs, coasters, that sort of thing. But then any kind of feeders that you might need for your exotic pet, lighting, substrate, those sorts of things. So if you come in with questions on how to keep your animal, we've got what you need right in our storefront, and you'll be able to have access to that. So
what are some of the basics if someone's looking into getting a reptile of some sort, snake, lizard,
Sure.
whatever it be? What are some of the basics before they, actually get the animal?
So before considering an animal, my biggest piece of advice is to do as much research as you possibly can to make sure that that animal is going to fit in with your household. Exotics are very, very intricate species. They are not your average cat or dog. They need very intricate and species-specific materials. So each animal is going to look different. We have arboreal species that are tree dwelling. We have terrestrial species that are land dwelling. We have aquatic species that need a lot of water. Do your research, make sure you know what you're getting into, and make sure it's something that you can actually dedicate your time to. And remember that reptiles live for a very long time. So buying your 8-year-old kid a snake is probably not a great idea, because it's going to live 30 plus years. So
yeah, I've seen things about turtles and things, tortoises, folks who have
so
those, who basically have to will them to people
Yes.
because, those things are
your common box turtle here in the MOV lives over 100 years.
That is
Yes.
incredible to think.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely amazing. So, Haley Thacker here with us as well, and we've heard so much here from Adrienne. So, Haley, as another Frontier High School graduate,
Oh, yeah.
to get us
Yeah.
on there.
All right, YouTube. So like I said, this is the video that is leading up to our grand opening. We are getting everything set up. Our storefront is still lacking. We're waiting on some packages, hoping that those come in before we open, because it's kind of a big deal for our storefront. Got a bunch of critters set up here, a couple adoptables there, a couple adoptables there. Our storefront is coming together, but it still needs a lot of work. So let me show you that's gonna be filled with retail. That's gonna be filled with retail merchandise, t-shirts, sweatshirts there, mugs and different types of things there. Obviously we have a lot of cleaning to do. I feel like this is every day. We get it cleaned up and then we get here and we get more stuff to then have to clean up again. They are siphoning our pond because it's really gross. Anyone who has slider turtles, goldfish, anything like that knows how just like gross it gets so fast. So we are trying to clean that up. I'm gonna have to refill it. And then Nathan's doing the Tegu enclosure right now. My kids' rats are in there for now. Lots happening, lots going on. Okay, YouTube, so today I have decided to take a small break from the sanctuary. I'm still gonna go there today and do all the things I need to do, but I am cleaning my house, meal prepping enchiladas for dinner. My cats are playing with my pen, but I needed to get some things done here at the house today because I've been so neglectful to my home since we started getting ready for grand opening. Grand opening is this weekend. It's literally in 3 days. So should I be taking a break? Probably not. But for my mental health and for my family, I have decided to take this day and dedicate it to cleaning and working in my house. But I'm going to video a little bit when we get to the facility tonight because it looks so good. So stay tuned. Keep watching. We are not done yet. There's so much more to come, and I cannot wait to video grand opening. So I videoed nothing today, like I said I was going to. But it's okay, because I'm gonna wrap this video up, and then the next one we will release will be the entire first day of grand opening. So stay tuned, because after that, after we get our store open, we will start making our educational videos on species again. Drop in the comments below to keep engaging with us so that people keep subscribing and paying attention to us, because that's the most important part, especially because we're a nonprofit and we really, really desperately need people's support and interaction and engagement, so we can get donations and stuff like that. But yes, so the next video will be the entire grand opening. That's kind of crazy. But we're gonna go to bed because we're exhausted. And we still have so much to do. So stay tuned for grand opening. Don't miss our grand opening. If you live in our area, make sure that you stop by. Saturday, November the 11th at noon. Lots of cool stuff to see. And that whole day, I'm gonna try to just video everything. I'm gonna try to. And I hope it's a good one. So stay tuned.